Imagine this for a moment. A man at 70 years old wakes up before the sun. He stretches, takes a brisk walk without feeling tired, prepares a healthy breakfast, and then spends the rest of his day full of energy, reading, gardening, playing with grandchildren, even picking up new hobbies. He is not slowing down. In fact, he feels better than he did 20 years ago. Now let me ask you, when you think about life after 60, do you imagine feeling stronger, sharper, and more alive than ever? Or do you imagine aches, fatigue, and slowing down? Most people assume the second, but today I want to open a different door for you. Here is a quick win to get us started. Research shows that simply drinking 1 glass of water as soon as you wake up can increase your alertness, boost circulation, and reduce morning fatigue almost instantly. Why? Because dehydration overnight makes your blood thicker, forcing your heart to work harder. A glass of water in the morning is like giving your body a fresh spark. Try this tomorrow morning, and you might feel a surprising lift before you even have your coffee. But that is just the beginning. The man we are talking about did not stumble into good health by luck. He followed certain simple, science-backed habits that completely rewired the way his body aged. What he discovered is not complicated. In fact, it is available to anyone, even if you are starting today. Over the next few minutes, I will share the exact principles that helped him feel younger at 70 than he did at 50. And the best part, you can start applying them right now, one by one, no matter your age or current health. The power of daily movement. The first secret behind his energy is surprisingly simple, but most people underestimate it. Daily movement. Not hardcore workouts at the gym, not training for marathons, just consistent, intentional movement built into every single day. You see, many people think exercise is something you either commit to fully or not at all. They picture heavy weights, treadmills, or expensive memberships. But the science is clear. It is not the intensity that matters most after 60. It is the consistency. Small, regular movements can actually do more for your energy and longevity than occasional bursts of hard exercise. Think of your body like a car battery. If you leave the car unused for weeks, the battery loses its charge. But if you drive it regularly, even for short trips, the battery stays strong. Your muscles, joints, and circulation work the same way. A little bit of daily use keeps the entire system charged. The 70-year-old man we are talking about made this his foundation. Every morning, before breakfast, he takes a 20-minute walk around his neighborhood. Nothing extreme. He does not run. He does not strain. He just moves at a steady pace, enjoying the morning air. This simple habit wakes up his circulation, lowers his blood sugar, and primes his brain for the day. And here is the surprising part. Studies show that a 20-minute daily walk can reduce the risk of heart disease by 30%, lower the risk of dementia, and even improve mood as effectively as some medications. The secret is not pushing your body harder, but giving it consistent signals that it is alive and in motion. Now you may be thinking, but what if I have bad knees or a sore back? That is a fair concern. The truth is, daily movement does not have to mean walking. It could be gentle stretching, chair yoga, gardening, or even light housework done with intention. The key is to keep your body in motion and your circulation flowing. Here is an easy action step you can try today. Set a timer on your phone for every 60 minutes. When it goes off, stand up, stretch, and walk around for just 2 minutes. That is it, 2 minutes. Research shows that even these micro breaks can lower blood sugar spikes, reduce stiffness, and increase energy. The man we are learning from did not start with grand fitness plans. He started small. One walk, one stretch, one habit at a time. And over the months, those small investments added up to a life where his body feels decades younger. Now, daily movement is just the first piece of the puzzle. But here's the twist. Movement alone will not keep you feeling younger if the next part is missing. In fact, without it, all the exercise in the world may leave you drained instead of energized. So what is this second key that keeps his body truly charged? Let us explore that in next. The hidden power of rest and recovery. If movement is the spark, then rest is the fuel. Without it, the fire burns out quickly. This is the second secret our 70-year-old discovered, learning how to rest strategically. Most people think rest simply means sleep. And yes, good sleep is essential. But recovery goes deeper than just lying down at night. It is about creating rhythms that allow your body to repair itself every single day. Here is the science in plain language. Every time you move, your muscles create tiny tears. That is not a bad thing. It is how your body grows stronger. But those repairs only happen when you are resting. Think of it like a construction crew working on a road. They cannot do repairs while cars are speeding through. The traffic has to pause for the road to be fixed. Your body is the same way. The man we are talking about started paying serious attention to his rest. At 70, he goes to bed at the same time every night, gives himself at least 7 hours of quality sleep, and builds mini rests into his day. These are short pauses where he sits quietly, breathes deeply, or even takes a 20-minute nap. He treats rest not as laziness, but as fuel. Here is something you may not know. A recent study found that people over 60 who took short daytime naps had better memory, sharper focus, and more stable moods than those who stayed active nonstop. Rest does not steal productivity, it multiplies it. And here is a quick win you can try tonight. An hour before bed, turn off bright screens. The blue light from phones and TVs tricks your brain into thinking it is daytime. By dimming your lights and giving your body a calm signal, you will fall asleep faster and enjoy deeper, more refreshing rest. Now let me share a story. A woman named Carol, age 68, spent years waking up tired, even though she thought she was sleeping enough. Once she started creating an evening routine, turning off her phone, sipping herbal tea, and reading a book before bed, her sleep transformed. Within weeks, her daytime energy returned. She no longer dragged herself through mornings. Her secret was not doing more, but allowing herself to rest better. This is why recovery matters so much. Movement without rest wears you down, but movement plus rest rebuilds you stronger than before. And here is where it gets even more fascinating. The man at 70 did not stop at sleep and naps. He discovered another energy secret that works almost like flipping a switch inside your body. It is not about moving or resting, but about what you put inside your system. Next, we will explore how one simple daily choice in nutrition can either drain you like a leaking battery or charge you like a brand new one. The food that feeds your cells. Now we come to the third secret, nutrition. Not dieting, not calorie counting, but understanding how food can either drain or energize you at the cellular level. Here is something few people realize. Your body has about 30 trillion cells. Each one is like a tiny engine, and it runs on fuel. But just like engines, the quality of fuel matters. Put dirty fuel in a car, and it sputters, smokes, and breaks down. Put clean fuel in, and it runs smoothly for years. The same is true for your cells. The man at 70 learned to shift his eating in a very specific way. He stopped focusing on what not to eat and started focusing on what to add in. Instead of strict restrictions, he began flooding his meals with foods that directly feed his mitochondria, the little power plants inside every cell that produce energy. So what does that look like? Think colorful vegetables like spinach, peppers, carrots, and broccoli. Think omega-rich foods like salmon, walnuts, and flax seeds. Think simple but powerful choices like berries for breakfast or a handful of nuts instead of a cookie. These foods are loaded with antioxidants and healthy fats that keep your cells young and your brain sharp. Here is an analogy that makes it clear. Imagine your mitochondria are like candles lighting up a room. Over time, toxins, stress, and poor food choices are like drafts of wind that blow on the flame, making it weaker. But when you eat nutrient-rich foods, it is like placing a glass cover around the candle. The flame burns brighter and longer. Here is a quick action you can take today. With your next meal, add one extra color to your plate. If you are having chicken and rice, toss in some green beans or tomatoes. If you are eating oatmeal, add blueberries. Each extra color is like giving your cells a fresh battery pack. Let me tell you a short scenario. A retired teacher named David used to feel exhausted by mid-afternoon. He relied on coffee and sugary snacks to keep going, but that only made him crash harder later. When he began replacing his afternoon cookie with a small bowl of mixed berries and almonds, something changed. Within 2 weeks, his energy leveled out. His cravings reduced. He no longer felt drained by dinner time. This is the power of feeding your cells the right way. It is not about eating less. It is about eating smarter. And when your cells are well fed, your entire body, from your muscles to your brain, runs more smoothly. But there is another secret most people overlook. Even with good food, many people still feel drained because of one silent habit that works against them every day. And this is where the 70-year-old man made one of his biggest breakthroughs. The silent drain, stress, and energy leaks. Now we arrive at the fourth secret. It may surprise you because it is not about the body at all, it is about the mind. Stress. You might already know stress feels bad, but what you may not realize is that it physically drains your energy like a leak in a water tank. Your body does not distinguish between a lion chasing you and a stressful email, or an argument, or worrying late at night. In all cases, your system pumps out cortisol and adrenaline, hormones that were designed for short bursts of emergency. But when those hormones stay elevated for hours, days, or even years, they wear down your immune system, stiffen your blood vessels, and rob your energy. The man at 70 learned this the hard way. In his 50s, he was constantly tense. He carried work stress into his evenings and lost sleep over financial worries. His blood pressure rose, his energy dropped, and he felt 20 years older than his age. But when he finally began to manage stress intentionally, his entire body responded. Here is the twist. You do not need to eliminate all stress. That would be impossible. What you need is to release it. Think of stress like steam building up inside a pressure cooker. If you never lift the valve, the pressure grows until something breaks. But if you let the steam escape regularly, the system stays safe and stable. So what did he do? Every day he built a 5-minute stress release routine. Sometimes it was deep breathing, sometimes it was stepping outside for fresh air. Other times it was journaling a quick list of worries just to get them out of his head. 5 minutes was enough to signal his body. The danger is over, you can relax now. His blood pressure dropped, his sleep improved, and his daytime energy soared. You can try this today. Close your eyes. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 4 seconds. Exhale slowly for 6 seconds. Repeat 3 times. That tiny reset can calm your nervous system and restore your energy in less than 2 minutes. Here is a story to make it real. A woman named Helen, 71, used to spend her evenings glued to the news, feeling anxious about everything happening in the world. She replaced that habit with a 10-minute walk outside after dinner, no phone, no screen, just quiet breathing. Within weeks, her headaches reduced, her sleep deepened, and she woke up feeling lighter. The outside world had not changed, but her inner world had. And here is where it gets exciting. Once stress was under control, the man at 70 unlocked one more key that tied all the others together. It was not about movement, rest, food, or stress individually, but about something that fuels all of them and makes life feel richer. The energy of purpose and connection. We have explored movement, rest, nutrition, and stress. But there is a fifth secret, and in many ways it is the most powerful of all: purpose. You see, the body and mind are deeply connected. Science shows that people who have a strong sense of purpose, something to look forward to, someone to care for, or a project that excites them, live longer, recover faster from illness, and report higher daily energy. Purpose is not just emotional. It has measurable effects on your biology. The man at 70 knew this instinctively. After retiring, he felt lost for a while. His days were quiet, but not fulfilling. He spent too much time sitting, watching television, and wondering what was next. That drained him more than physical work ever did. But then he started mentoring younger people in his community. Suddenly, he had a reason to wake up early, a reason to stay active, a reason to keep his mind sharp. That sense of meaning fueled him in ways food or exercise alone never could. Here's an analogy. Imagine 2 batteries side by side. Both are charged with the same energy, but one is plugged into a device that matters, a flashlight guiding someone in the dark. The other battery is left on a shelf, unused. Which one feels alive? Purpose is what gives your energy direction. Now, here is something you can try today. Write down one activity or one person that gives your day meaning. It could be calling a friend, working on a hobby, teaching your grandchildren something new, or volunteering. Then schedule it into your week. Treat it as seriously as a doctor's appointment. Purpose does not have to be grand. It just has to be real. Let me share a short example. A man named Frank, age 72, felt depressed after losing his wife. His health started declining. Then his daughter asked him to help her children with homework once a week. That simple role lit a spark in him. He began preparing lessons, reading more, and even walking daily to keep up his stamina. Within months, his doctors noticed improvements in his blood pressure and mood. His body responded to the fact that his life mattered. This is why it is never too late to start. Energy is not only about what you eat, how much you move, or how well you sleep. It is also about what pulls you forward. When you combine purpose with the other four keys, you create a cycle of vitality that can make 70 feel like 50, or even better. Now we have reached the end of the 5 principles. But before we wrap everything up, let us bring it all together in one warm and motivating conversation. So let us pause for a moment and look back at the journey. A 70-year-old man, full of life, sharper and stronger than he was decades earlier. His secret was not luck. It was 5 simple, intentional choices repeated every day. He moved daily, proving that even gentle walks can keep the body charged like a well-used battery. He honored rest, letting his body rebuild instead of pushing it past exhaustion. He fueled his cells with vibrant, colorful foods instead of empty calories. He learned to release stress, protecting his energy from silent leaks. And he embraced purpose, giving his days meaning and direction. When you put these together, something powerful happens. Your body stops feeling like it is winding down and starts feeling like it is being renewed. Age stops being a countdown and becomes a new chapter of strength, clarity, and vitality. Here is why this matters right now. Many people believe that after 60, the best years are behind them. But research and real-life stories prove the opposite. Your body and brain are constantly changing, constantly renewing. Even small shifts, like drinking water first thing in the morning, adding 1 extra color to your plate, or taking a 2-minute breathing break, can set off a chain reaction that restores energy you thought was gone forever. So let me give you one simple action for today. Choose one of the 5 keys and practice it before the day ends. Maybe it is a short walk. Maybe it is turning off your phone an hour before bed. Maybe it is writing down one thing that gives your life purpose. Just start. Small steps, taken daily, build extraordinary results. And remember, you are not alone in this journey. There is a whole community of people choosing to grow stronger, not weaker with age. If this message inspired you, I invite you to join that community by liking this video, leaving a comment about which habit you will try first, and subscribing so we can keep walking this path together. Because energy after 60 is not a dream. It is a choice. And with the right steps, you can write your own story, one where 70 is not the end of your energy, but the very beginning of a vibrant new chapter.